Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. I'm your host, Michael Tabor. So, getting right into this. So, for years, I've been saying, ever since stupid Trump became president, and even before when he's running for president, his whole shtick, I used to always say, you know what? He's doing Howard Stern. He's a wannabe Howard Stern. Trump is a wannabe everything. He's a wannabe socialite. I've done many videos, I'm not going to repeat myself here, where Donald Trump wanted to be in the in crowd in the worst way in New York. I grew up with this guy, and go back to my videos if you're interested, at these parties where you see this asshole, hey, I'm Donald Trump, I'm a billionaire. Or maybe he wasn't a billionaire there, but I own a football team, the New Jersey Generals. So you have that. He's a wannabe mafioso boss. That's what he's doing now. He's a wannabe mafia guy, and he's a wannabe Howard Stern. I've been saying this forever. It's true. Howard was this outsider, rebel, and the way he handled the press was incredible. It was just Howard is smart. Here's the difference, okay? Howard Stern is smart. Donald Trump is stupid. Howard Stern is clever. Donald Trump is not. Howard Stern is funny, hilarious, and he used to be funnier in the past. Donald Trump is not funny at all. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just to show you a little clip of when Howard was. This was when Howard was Howard. This is 1991. He was still on terrestrial radio, and he was on the Tom Snyder show. So Tom Snyder was filling in for Bob Costa on the show later. Came on at 1:30 in the morning. And by the way, I used to watch every episode. It was a half hour long, and it was great. Bob Costas was awesome. But anyway, Tom Snyder's a mainstream guy, and he's interviewing Howard Stern. Howard Stern's actually promoting his video. Remember the video that came out, Crucified by the FCC? This is March 22nd, 1991. And boy, Howard just fucking destroys, if you want to use that word, Tom Snyder. But here we go. By the way, I wanted to, let me just pause this for a second as this a little bit. I wanted to download this and send it to iMovie, but I'm having some technical difficulty. So I'm just going to play some clips. I'm going to hold up my phone like this, and I hope it's not annoying. Okay. I won't play the whole thing. I just want to comment here. So, by the way, if you don't know, maybe younger people, if you don't know who Tom Snyder was mainstream guy, mainstream media, and Howard Stern is a rebel's rebel. He is like what you would think of Trump today. That was Howard, like way more, but better. Okay, here we go. This is like an old commercial. Sorry. This is the New York. It's coming up. Ready? Department store of over 500 independent merchants. It's local. I saw this and I remember saying, "Did you see that Howard Stern? Did you see Howard Stern on Tom Snyder? Did you see that? Holy shit!"
So don't let them hand you a line. Come on over to Caesar's Bay.
Okay. I'm gonna put a link in the comment section. I'm just gonna play a little bit this time.
Let me tell you something. Enjoy this show because it ain't gonna last much longer.
And thank you for staying up later. I'm Tom Snyder for Bob Costas. There is nothing wrong with your set. And my guest tonight is Howard Stern, who is radio in New York and Philadelphia. And if Howard Stern has his way, will soon be radio in Los Angeles and much of the rest of the country. His ratings are tops right now in New York and Philadelphia. Howard Stern is also seen syndicated nationally on television, mostly in the late night time period, and also on the superstation WWWWOR. Howard, it's a pleasure to meet you after all these years of mutual attack.
Well, and let me just say something. It's thrilling to hear you say my credits because it actually sounds like I've got something going on. It's very, very impressive.
And you think you don't?
No, it's very exciting. TV show, barely a TV show, but a TV show nevertheless. And also I'm in Washington radio.
Audiences who have read about you have heard you defined as the king of shock radio.
Are we going to work out this thing between us first before you go into the serious
There's nothing
interview?
between us, pal. We do this half hour and we never see each other.
Ooh, it's
no,
nasty,
no,
right?
There is something
No,
between
there's
us.
nothing between
You have bad rap me before. I've read various newspaper articles where you have said that you don't like what I do. Isn't that true?
I have said that I am not a fan of your format. I do not care for what is called shock
Now,
radio.
you listen to me?
Because I can't listen to you in Los Angeles.
But you think I'm shock radio?
I
Do you
think
think that's an
Now, do you want to come over here or...
No, wait a second. I'm curious.
Just
You
a
think-
minute.
You think that that's an appropriate title for what I do, shock radio?
No, I don't. But that's the handle that you wear in the press. You know, I read newspapers, too, and they define Howard Stern as shock radio. Hey, listen, Howard...
But then you hear my format.
And
I'm curious.
Wait a second.
I'm curious.
Wait. Just
You're
a
an
second.
intelligent
And
man,
for
though.
years, they ran stories about Snyder that he was controversial, that he was abrasive, that he would bring guests into the studio and chew them up. Do you feel chewed up at this point?
Well, I'm hardly getting a word in edgewise.
Well, but the point
Look how
I'm
good
trying to
Howard
make
is.
we all
His
read
rebuttals.
things in the
Very
paper,
good.
And when you have something to say, you will.
No, but you lived in New York. Now, calm down, Tom, really. Yeah, really. He hasn't been on network television a long time. He's got a lot to say, and he wants to get it all done. No, in all seriousness, and it's good to see you on television again, even though you hate this, right?
I don't think that you're shock radio. It's just that the kind of things that you and others do on radio, I am not a fan of. Now, that doesn't make
You don't think I'm funny?
No,
Do you
no,
think I'm funny?
I don't think you're funny.
And what don't you like about
I
it?
watched the cassette of your show last night, the television show. You had lesbian dating game. You talked about the Sammy Davis cancer man. You know, now,
Right.
this is all funny stuff to some people. Pal, to me, it's not funny. Now, that does not make you unfunny. It makes me
Makes you out of touch.
out of touch. Okay,
Right, okay.
And I admit that. I
All
will
right,
admit
all right,
that I'm
you've
out of
gotten older.
touch
But you know
with the
something? I
Howard
think you
Stern
do.
kind of humor.
Howard's
I think
gotten
you
older.
Like me. I think that you're afraid to admit that you like me because there's something inside us all, something evil inside us all that likes me.
There's no question about
See?
it.
He's
For
good.
example, 20 minutes after the shuttle went down in 1985, there were jokes all over the broadcast newsrooms of this country about the space shuttle
That's
Challenger.
right, that's
all
right.
right. When the war started between Iraq and the United States and the coalition, there were jokes all over the map about the war.
That's right.
But you see, to me, in my out of date, out of touch, out of sync, out of mind way of thinking, those jokes we tell in the dressing room.
Yeah, but
we don't tell them out here.
You were so wrong.
And by the
You
way,
are so wrong because, first of all, what my radio show and my television show are about are not about making jokes about tragedies. That is not the idea of the show.
Right.
What the idea of the show is to convey real honesty on the air.
That's right.
To get away from the phony type of broadcasting where someone sits there and
You mean
kicks
like
and
this?
bites.
You mean like
Well,
this?
in a way, yeah. Where
Yeah.
people bite their tongue and are afraid to say anything. I mean, there are a million things. If I was interviewing you, I'd love to know about your days at NBC. I'd love to know your problems with NBC.
But
I'd
would
love
you
to know your
also-
beefs with NBC.
But would you also want to know my toilet habits?
Yeah, I would.
Really?
Yeah. What are
Gee,
your toilet
hey,
habits?
I want to tell you, Howard,
Yeah.
you've got to get out more, pal.
No, I
think
would like
you
to know
spend
about
too
you.
much time at
I
home.
mean, I don't know anything about you. I don't know your sex life. I don't know things about you. I'm curious, but you could always refuse to answer. But that would be interesting to see you refuse to answer.
Right.
This is like two mental patients
Okay,
arguing.
So
It's
if you
wonderful.
want to see the whole thing, just go on YouTube and put in 1991. You don't even have to put the date, but Tom Snyder and Howard Stern. So you see how smooth Howard is, the way he handled mainstream press, unlike our stupid president, who's just dumb, you make it, you know. So, and he's absolutely right. So Howard Stern is a satirist. He always has been. But, you know, he's revealing his hand. He would show his hand on shows like this when he's talking to mainstream media when they really didn't get him. And he gets into it a little bit. Like, listen, I'm making fun of tragedy, but you don't get it. You see, go over people's heads. So, anyway, I could see him almost at 9 minutes here. People, really go on YouTube. It's a classic. It's like a half-hour long Tom Snyder, Howard Stern. And you see classic Howard. This is a guy who could handle anyone. All right. Unlike our stupid president. Okay. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk.